Hello once again everyone, and welcome to another video where I discuss something. Obviously I'm filming all these in one, so you probably noticed I'm wearing the same one as the Inquisition or the Sin City discussion, and I'm discussing the Silmarilion, which is a J.R.R. Tolkien book, which I finished last night. I've been reading it for like a month now. It was decent. It sort of like goes into the backstory of Middle Earth, how it was made, and covers this Simarilions, which are basically these three ghouls made by an elf lord. And it covers all the Melkor stuff, who becomes it's also called Morgoth, and he's basically the creator of evil and sort of seduces Sauron to the evil side and creates orcs, balrogs, dragons, and all that kind of evil elves, evil men, or like he gets the elves and men and sort of turns them to his will. And he's just like, he's the guy who kind of helped make the world, but he's very jealous of his other Valar siblings or whatever, and he just wants to sort of control the entire world. He's a big bad guy. I think he's probably worse than Sauron, to be honest, for his evilness, because obviously Sauron does do some bad stuff. I mean, again, in this book, in the end of the book, you read how Sauron destroys Numenor, or how sort of gets Numenor destroyed because men being prideful and not wanting to die go try and make war against the Undying Lands, and that just doesn't work out for them that well. And it's because Sauron sort of goes, yeah, you really should do this if you want to. They control the Undying Lands. If you get there, you won't die. And these Numenoreans who are like, yeah, we don't like dying, we want to do that. I mean, it's a whole process of over like a few hundred years kind of deal. I mean, it's only like of them being fearful of death, and he's like, Sauron gets to do it against just one king, but he's sort of been building up to that for a while kind of deal because of this huge Morgoth made. But yeah, that was all very interesting, and the creation of the world was a little bit boring, and I can see why some people say, oh, this book's a lot harder to read than some of the other ones, because it is kind of slow. It's like compared to the other ones where they have a lot more epic battles take place throughout the series and stuff, and it's all about adventure and that kind of deal. Whereas this is sort of like, oh yeah, the creation of the world, and it takes place over quite a span of years and goes into detail of how elves came to be, and how the world came to be, and all that kind of deal. And it's very detailed in that, and basically to show us what the elves made and how they come to the Undying Lands kind of deal, and live there for a bit and then come back to Middle Earth because Morgoth steals the Silmarilions made by Fina or something like that, and how Morgoth destroys these two trees that make light, and how then the Valar make the sun and the moon kind of deal. And it's like very interesting just going into that kind of side of stuff. It does have some epic battles between the Valar and Morgoth and his enemies, and then they trod the Noldor, who are a set of elves. They're kind of like the high elves, but have a focus on crafts and stuff. And there's other high elves, the Tandori, who like seacraft and stuff kind of deal. So yeah, and it's just like goes into a lot of the detail about that, and how all the tales of how the Silmarilions go, and how Beren and Lúthien meet, and Beren steals a Silmaril kind of deal, and all that kind of good stuff. And it goes into how men came to be, and how dwarves came to be, and where the wizards come from, and all that kind of deal. And it sort of like gives you a lot of backstory to what Middle Earth is, and so it sort of sets you up for really well for The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, and you sort of like get a lot more of the references probably from that, and it does cover some of the stuff like that happens at the end of the Second Age, start of the Third Age, where obviously the alliance of elves and men go against Sauron. You kind of briefly recounts what happens with Gandalf going against Sauron in the Mirkwood stuff, which obviously the Hobbit films do quite extensively. I don't know, I'm just like, if they got this from this book, there's not a lot. I think there might be more detail in the Unfinished Tales, which is the one I don't have. I plan on getting that scene if that is the case. There's stuff where Gandalf goes against Sauron in Mirkwood and kind of deal is described in greater detail, but perhaps not. I don't know. If you do like J.R.R. Tolkien and have read the Unfinished Tales, why don't you let me know in the comments if that is the case. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed reading it, and just basically discovering more about the world that Tolkien created, because I really love the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit stuff. I mean, I'm a big fan of the movies and the books. I've read the books 3 or 4 times, and I'm planning on rereading them again after I've finished Waterloo, the book I got at Christmas from my dad, which is a book I requested, because obviously it's the 200 years of anniversary since the Battle of Waterloo this year, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, so I look forward to reading that, but obviously going back and rereading The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings is kind of like, because I've not done it for a couple of years, and with all the Hobbit movies recently being finished, and I've watched all of them. At a later date, once they're all released, I'll probably be getting the full extended editions of The Hobbit, because I've got this like the standalone movies, but I do like the extended stuff, and I want to do like the epic marathon of doing the extended Hobbit and then the extended Lord of the Rings, and then I might compare them in a video at a later date, probably later on this year, because usually the extended editions come out a lot later. Like the extended edition for the Desolation of Smaug came out in like November, if I remember correctly, whereas the normal version just came out in like May or something like stupid like that. So it's like comes out like 3 months after the cinema release date or whatever, 3 or 4 months, and then it takes another 5 or 6 months for the full extended edition to come out. But yeah, no, if you do like talking in or like really adept at reading, I guess, because the Silmarilions are good but kind of slower to compared to The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. It's like the appendices in Lord of the Rings, where it's very interesting stuff but not exactly the most exciting to read. But yeah, I would recommend, if you do like the Tolkien stuff, to read the Silmarillion, and I will get the Unfinished Tales at some point and read them, and then I'll be able to give my opinion on them, because that's the only one I think of import for the Middle Earth stuff. I mean, there was obviously just like the letters of Tolkien, but I expect they would be very boring, because there's like a letter in the Silmarillion at the start, and I'm just like, man, that was not the best reading material, because of the way he just writes that particular letter. Is just like really detailed, but he's using a highly intelligent language and just is all over the place and repeats himself several times, kind of deal. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Silmarillion. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Hopefully I'll be getting my loot crate soon. I didn't unbox my last loot crate, because that was like after I recorded like 8 videos that day. I got it, and I'm just like, I can't be asked to wait to open it, but I will wait and open this one on camera, kind of deal. So yeah, look forward to that at some point. I have to figure out what order I'm gonna be uploading all these, but you know, at least I've got plenty of videos planned or prepared for you guys to upload. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Peace out, Girl Scouts.